Welcome to my channel. My name is Belinda Barnard. I'm a food safety systems developer and auditor. If you do not know the level of your compliance, you will suffer audit panic. In this video, I am going to break down 3 gaps that throw your system completely out of sync. How you can fix it to avoid the audit panic. So let's go. The brave part of your job is to take a deep breath and say, I am going to really understand the intent of the requirements that I'm implementing and auditing so that I can test the level of my compliance. So why is this brave? It's because most people are happy with just a checklist. If they say, I've got a requirement, I've got a procedure, check. They've got the record, check. Got training, check. They think they are compliant, but this is a false sense of security. It also is, it just causes a split in reality of what your level of compliance is. Develop the skill to decode the intent of the requirement you are dealing with. And then, like I said, master compliance. Okay, so let's go to the 3 fundamentals that I rest my systems on. So if you have your pen, if you have your paper, grab a coffee and then write this down. The first one is the practical gap. These are gaps that is caused in your system. This throws your system out of sync. The practical gap. This is where the actual practices, the processes, the operations on the floor inside the factory or the facility does not align, number one, with the standard requirements. The standard requires one thing, X, but the site either misses it or they implement Y. The other thing here is the missing information or missing practice on, whatever you have put in your procedures. So the auditor would take a procedure, he would read through it, and then get to the floor and then see, but this is not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing what I've read. I'm seeing something different. So that's a gap. Okay. Number 2 is your human gap. So this is staff competency. Staff competency is either you don't have clear assigned roles and responsibilities to the staff that is running and managing your system, or they haven't received efficient training for their roles and responsibilities. And the very big one is that employees do not, even the teams, even the ones that are on the team, and I have found even with HACCP teams, they do not really understand what the requirements are. What is the intent of what they need to do? Again, they work according to a checklist. Okay, and then the other thing is, if you appoint new people, they do not come from a food safety background, you will have a competency gap. Number 3, the systems gap. The systems gap is where you've got missing information in your procedures and your policies. You've got incorrect information on paperwork, even on records. You have a generic system. The system is not tailored or specifically developed for the site. That can also cause a huge gap. Or incorrect information, where something is written in a procedure that is nearly not even what is on the site. For instance, I can give you an example. Under structures, the procedure states that water is stored in a tank. And then the site does not even have a tank. incorrect information. That can also cause your system gap. So how do you fix this? So under your practical gaps, or your practical pillar, you go and list. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to take each requirement at a time. And each requirement in your standard that you are implementing or auditing needs to have all three of these pillars present. So you take the requirement and you go, what is the practical things that needs to get implemented here according to this requirement? And you list it. You go human. What human interaction, human connection, human role is necessary for this requirement? And you list that. You go system. What paperwork, what documents, what documentation and paperwork, what needs to be implemented under my system? So can you see already? I'm sure you already know and can identify, you know where your gaps are. In the end of this video, or when we're done here, I want you to take 10 minutes and do a quick 10-minute exercise. Take a piece of paper and draw these 3 columns, and whatever comes up immediately in your mind under each one of these gaps, write it down. Even though if you can, even under human, if you've got a person's name, write that down. That is your, let's call it your priority list. That is where you immediately need to focus on to fix and close those gaps. So write down everything that you remember, everything that immediately comes up, from a document to a practice, to a procedure, to operations, to processes, to designations, to personnel. Write it down. Every requirement needs all 3 of these to be completely in sync. But now you will tell me, okay, so I'm coming from a more on a BRCGS background. So if I give you an example, I will tell you for what standard it is. But you will say to me, Belinda, the BRCGS standard has got an orange color tab, which gives me, this is visuals, and then I've got the green color tab, which gives me the paperwork. This requirement only has orange. Yes, I understand it only has orange, but if you read the requirement properly, even if it's a visual thing that the auditor, remember those tabs are focused on what the auditor is going to kind of lean into. Is this a visual on site or is it paperwork? But mostly, if you go and read the requirement, even if it's just visual, even if it just shows paperwork, there's somewhere, there's all 3 of those are relevant. All 3 of those needs to be present if you really want to develop a robust food safety management system. So this is for this video. So if it resonated with you, thank you for the time that you've spent with me. Put down in the comments if you've got anything to add or if you've got a question. I would love to hear from you. And yes, this is a community. I want this channel to be a community. I want us to build a community so that people can also support each other. Teams, the food safety teams can support each other and meet each other on this platform and on this channel. So thank you so much for your time, and I see you in the next video.